Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap. We're going to start with Bitcoin, followed by Ethereum, XRP, BNB, Solana, Dogecoin, Tron, and then we're ending with Cardano at number 10. Let's get straight into it. BTC. Okay, so here we are for BTC. I think BTC is very close to hitting its $125,000 target. We don't have any more clear targets towards the upside. There's another one actually, but we'll take things one step at a time. 125,000. That's it. So I feel like there could be a reversal coming on for BTC. Why would I say that? Okay, let me explain. First, right, let's say for example, if you look over here, way back in 2024, BTC roughly was in a consolidation for 230 days. Yes, and after that we broke out. After that, there was a falling channel that formed. Okay, let's skip from here. How long did this falling channel take? From 230 down to 119, 200 to 100, and then after that there was another consolidation after breaking the high. All right, we broke the high, consolidated, broke this high, consolidated. Yes, 47 days. 47 days. Okay, right now there's a small little consolidation. Right, after breaking this high. Right, okay. Let's take it from here to here. Again, this is not even a clear chart pattern. How many days? 22 days. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and then there will be a deep retrace that comes. I'm not too sure if this deep retrace is going to be the one that breaks the skinny pink line, but I feel like the end may not be too far away. Right? I have been boxing myself out of news, right, so that I am not influenced in any manner by all the bullishness that's been pushed out by mainstream media. And so, yeah, from my perspective, based on what I'm seeing, from an unbiased perspective, right, I mean, of course, I would love Bitcoin to go much higher, but I feel like the end may not be too far away for a deep reversal, right? So, yeah, but anyway, we have a $125,000 target. Could we go past 125? Sure, of course, for sure. But I feel like the end is not too far away. So you want to be so careful about going long right now at 122. Could we still go higher? Yeah, sure. But we are very close to the $125,000 target. Could we go to 130? Sure. Sure, of course we could. But I think there will be a retrace first before we go that high. So again, I would preach caution. I think that there is potential for Bitcoin to go much higher, but we will have to consolidate. It's just like the arrow, right, that is moving, right? You pull the arrow back from the bow, and then once you release it, pump, it goes. And towards the end, it loses energy, then pump, it drops. So you need to shoot another arrow. To shoot another arrow, you need to pull back the bow, the string, right, before releasing. This is going to take time. So I suspect the bow is going to be pulled back eventually. So be very careful about rushing in long at this area, 122. So yeah, we have 125 as the final target. And then once we hit 125, yeah, I mean, you can still long, but I feel like the end is just very close for BTC. Moving on to Ethereum. ETH against USD. So if you look at Ethereum, right, we have already taken out all of these highs, right? We were anticipating the right shoulder to come in, but it did not come in. So I suspect for Ethereum, there is a price to pay. What is the price to pay? The price is we don't break out this high. We're going to retrace first, right? Retrace where? Retrace under this low here. Again, this is just pure guessing, right? Pure guessing. No guarantees, just pure guessing. If we had to count the waves, right, this whole thing is a 1. Down for a 2. I'm not too sure if this is a 3. I suspect this could only be a wave 3. I think we're going to come back down for a 4. And after that, we break this for a 5. I suspect this is what's happening. Could this be a wave 4? Sure. But I don't think so. I think more likely than not, we're still going to retrace. Could Ethereum just zip out and take out these highs? Sure, of course. But I don't think so. I think we're going to be retracing from 4,003 down to potentially 3000, sub 3003, right? I think we're going to clear this sell cluster first before going any higher. That's my guess. So, okay, let me give you an example, right? When Ethereum was rising over here, okay, let's say because, again, right, hindsight is 2020. So, okay, over here, right, we started seeing higher highs. Higher high, higher high, higher high, right? Something like a rising channel. Rising channels usually break lower. So if I were to be the whale for Ethereum, right, I would very likely want to clear all these sell classes. Because very likely you're going to have stop losses over here. And people who want to open short for Ethereum, they'll probably have orders over here that will be triggered once the price passes here. So what happened? What happened after this? Yeah, so what the whale did was it dropped the price lower, clear all of this before pushing it higher. So I suspect the same thing is going to happen here. Again, pure guessing. I could be wrong for sure. But I think we're going to come back down to take out these lows at about 3000, sub 3003, right? So yeah, and when we drop over here, we drop to sub 2003, right? I mean, precisely, it was like 2011, right? So I'm going to assume the same thing is going to happen here for Ethereum. Could I be wrong, of course? I think a reversal is not too far away for Ethereum, right? For a retrace. Could this retrace be a much bigger retrace? Sure, of course. Best bullish case scenario is for Ethereum to consolidate over here. Let's say we get a wave 2, right? 1, 2, and then we truly break for a 3, 4, and then 5. Going up towards 10,000 for Ethereum, right? So I don't really mind if it's several months long or even if it's consolidating way into next year. I really don't mind because I think that Ethereum eventually will still go to 10,000. This entire structure is built for 10,000. That we have targets actually pointing towards 10,000. So I still think that Ethereum is going to head towards 10,000. It's just that on the way up, there's going to be a lot of zigzags. But do remember that if Ethereum really does drop, even if, let's say, for example, we drop past this low, down to this noisy area here, to let's say 2005, I think this is a gift for a ride towards 10,000, in my humble opinion. Of course, I could be wrong. We could be blasting off from here. But any dip that comes for Ethereum, in my opinion, is a long. For me, personally, I think that's a long. So, yeah, because if you look at FBDC is still solid, right? The trend is your friend. The trend is up. So if you look at it on a weekly, this is how Ethereum looks like. We're squeezing this whole thing. It's potentially a gigantic A, B, C, D. Right, there is a noisy area over here. We are hitting resistance. You see that? So, again, my take is, okay, we're probably going to hit the skinny pink line eventually, or FBDC. So there's still some ways to go. Between Ethereum and Bitcoin, I still think Ethereum is the solid choice. So yeah, again, I have no doubts that Ethereum is eventually going to hit to 10K. XRP against USD. So XRP is very clear cut because we have clear targets towards the upside. 472 and 610. These are the two targets that we have, right? Sure, there's also a $10 target, but we'll talk about it when the time comes. Right now, it's only 472 and 610. I suspect that once we hit 610, there will be a very deep retrace as well. Back to like, I don't know, $3 maybe? 350, right? We consolidate before continuing towards $10, right? So yeah, we're out of this big accumulation. So the expectation is for us to stay up and above for XRP, like what happened over here. There was a very nice squeeze that came in. Once we break out, we don't come back down. So I suspect that the same thing could be happening for XRP over here as we head towards $6.10. So XRP is looking pretty bright in my opinion in terms of going long. BNB against USD. Okay, so BNB, we still have clear targets towards the upside. BNB broke above the all-time high, right? Left shoulder. Okay, it's not. It's a symmetrical triangle, right? And A, B, C, D, E, pump. We're out. So targets are very clear. 1,000 and 1,234. But I'm still very concerned because we've already crossed the skinny pink line once, twice, 3 times. The next time, I think we're going to be crossing this. Right. So once you take out these lows, we're going to invalidate everything. Right. For BNB, I'm a bit concerned because this is a rising channel. Rising channels usually break lower. So the wheels may be clearing all of these sell clusters first before going back higher. So yeah, I mean, I hope to see a consolidation over here as we continue towards 1,000 for BNB. That's my hope though. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Solana against USD. Here we are for Solana. So Solana is still marking around the skinny pink line. This, in my opinion, is a rising channel. Oh my god. It's a rising channel. Rising wedge. Rising channel, rising wedges usually break lower. Could we break higher? Take out this high? Sure, of course. But from a chart pattern perspective, nothing much for us to work with. So we are going to stay safe. Dogecoin against USD. What's happening, doggy? What's happening? Nothing much. Also looking like a rising channel to me. So yeah, again, I'm not too sure about Dogecoin, right? Best bullish case for Dogecoin is A, B, we come back down for a wave C. This whole thing comes down. We complete a wave C and we get a D, and then Dogecoin goes to $10 potentially, right? But this will be years in the making. So again, from a chart pattern perspective, I just don't see it yet. So stay safe. Tron, okay, Tron is just doing what Tron does. So Tron is still technically in a bullish trend. It's still above the skinny pink line. See this? As long as we're above it, we remain with our bullish bias. For Tron, could we see new highs before the end of the year? Sure. Anything for us? No, nothing much. ADA against USD. Here we are for ADA. I'm also hoping for ADA to form something like a symmetrical as well. A, B, C, D, E. Right. Again, nothing much for us to work with for ADA. ADA against BDC is where the party is at, in my opinion. Right. I suspect that we are completing a very nice squeeze over here, and then we break higher. Right. That's the suspicion. Is ADA a solid project? Yes, of course it is. But at the same time, this whole thing is going to get invalidated should we take out these lows. So again, we're not too sure ourselves. We would love to see a proper wave D come in first, right? What I mean by that is, okay. So if you look over here, this whole thing is A, B, C. Yes? Go out for D and E. And that's it. We break higher. Once we see a high quality ABCDE for ADA, BDC, okay, we'll probably be making moves on the USD pair. But the point is, we need to see it break above the skinny pink line, stay above it, and continue higher. And then I will consider the bullish trend to have already started for ADA, because when ADA's trend starts, right, bearishness, you look at it, we stay under the skinny pink line. Once we break above the skinny pink line, I'm going to expect us to stay above the skinny pink line for a long, 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 long time. So for now, we have to be patient. All right, boys and girls, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Ta-ta.